Meanwhile, AC Milan kicked off their campaign with a 2-0 victory over Bologna today. Matteo Bonetti joins us to take us through this. Matteo, not bad for a 38-year-old, eh? Zlatan with both goals.
And I can't believe that some people were saying this was a PR stunt back in January when Milan signed Ibrahimovic. The difference that Zlatan has made off the pitch, on the pitch. He's given this team a winning mentality, something that they haven't had really since the early part of last decade. The influence that he has, and maybe not even as a traditional leader. He's not someone that's going to pat you on the back, but you just see those death stares that he gives his teammates when they mess something up. He demands excellence, and he knows what it takes to win. His image at the club, obviously, he was there the last time they won a Scudetto, but coming back in what's supposed to be the twilight of his career, he's looking as crisp as ever. His on-the-pitch performances, his touch, his ability to generate the work ethic around him as well. I think it's been a brilliant signing, an expensive short-term rental, but one that has been absolutely worth it so far for Milan.
Yeah, he said after the game today, if he was 20, he would have scored 4, so he just had to make do with 2 because of his age these days. What else stood out for you today from Milan, which, let's face it, a lot of excitement going into the start of this new season?
And rightfully so, there should be this excitement, Dan. 9 out of 12 wins since post-lockdown in Serie A. They play good aesthetic football. The passing is crisp. Obviously, the signing, Sandro Tonali, came on in the second half, along with the ex-Real Madrid player, Brahim Diaz. But it's going to take some time to get Tonali in the starting lineup. Right now, as it is, with the 2 holding midfielders, I don't know where Tonali is going to play when you have Frank Kessie and Ismail Bennacer, who really became one of the best holding midfield duos in the entire league. The way that Milan, though, were passing the ball around, the quickness, the movement off the ball, this isn't something that we've seen from the Rossoneri in a very long time. And they finally, Dan, have the belief and the identity that even when they go down a goal, you just have a feeling that they're going to find a way to squeeze out a result. And I think that that sort of character and that sort of personality has been the biggest change with keeping Stefano Pioli the manager and bringing in a winner like Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Title contenders?
No, but top 4 for sure, and that's already a huge step. Let's not go ahead and get carried away with saying that they're going to challenge for the Scudetto. I think it's only Inter to be the anti-Juve who's going to push Juventus until the last match day. But for Milan, they haven't been to the Champions League in nearly a decade. So let's start first with going into the top 4, going back into the Champions League, obviously all the money that provides, but also the scouting and the ability to attract players that now look at Milan and they see a club that has a hard time getting out of the Europa League group stage. So that would already be a massive step up for them going back into the Champions League, a competition that they know very well, but not with this group of players.
Of course, they're challenging Juventus, always a daunting prospect, even more so from what we saw at the weekend. A very impressive start to Pirlo's tenureship.
Yeah, it was, and a bizarre appointment when it happened, surprising, but clearly Juventus knew that Pirlo would have been low risk, high reward, someone who knows the club inside out, not from a managerial perspective, but also the respect that he's already garnered from that dressing room. And it felt like Juventus were playing freely. The way that they were moving around with the ball, it felt like everything that Maurizio Sarri was supposed to bring last season, finally seeing that result, that high tempo, the high press, the good possession on the ball, the high line. And there were so many changes, Dan. This Juventus side that we saw over the weekend against Sampdoria was missing pretty much 5 starters. That was not the best starting 11 that we're going to see this season. Paulo Dybala, the MVP from last season, Matthijs de Ligt, Rodrigo Bentancur, Arthur from Barcelona, all those players were missing, and they're going to figure in this lineup. I think the best starting 11 this season for Juventus is better than what we saw in the last campaign, and that's scary for anyone else that's trying to challenge for the Scudetto, because 10 straight, they're the favorites until they prove otherwise.
Weston McKennie given the highest marks by some, given his debut. What did you make of him, and is he guaranteed to start week in, week out?
No, he's actually not guaranteed to start, but it was a very good debut from Weston McKennie. No one was expecting him to start in the Italian media in this game. He came over from Schalke sort of as the replacement for Blaise Matuidi. High energy, box-to-box player that's going to break up play, that's going to intercept the passing lanes, but also a player that can get forward. And I actually liked the calm confidence that McKennie showed. He's not someone that's going to dazzle you with dribbling or passing. He just kept things simple, but he broke up so many plays in the midfield, Dan. And those characteristics that he has, he's the only player in the midfield unit that has that sort of defensive ability, the high energy. So Juventus really do need him. Now, is he a guaranteed starter? I'm not sure about that. He's definitely going to fight for one of those places in the midfield. Right now, I still think that the best midfield for Juve would probably have Arthur, Bentancur, and then one of Rabiot, McKennie, even Aaron Ramsey, who can play in a whole host of positions, who was brilliant yesterday. The best performance from Aaron Ramsey. But Weston McKennie definitely with a very positive debut.
Another positive debut. Kulusevski took his goal really well, didn't he?
Amazing finish, it really was, and nothing surprising. That's what he was doing at Parma all of last season. And the thing that Juventus love about Kulusevski, other than his natural ability on the ball, his wand of the left foot, is his versatility. He said it himself. He can play central midfield, he can play as a second striker, as a winger. And the thing that I liked a lot about this strikerless formation for Pirlo is that there was no reference point. You saw that interchangeability, Kulusevski taking up so many different positions on the pitch. He is going to be an absolute danger, and I like the way that him and Ronaldo were combining. A brilliant signing, Dan.
Matteo Bonetti, thank you very much. Check out Matteo on the Serie Awesome podcast. The latest edition will drop on Wednesday. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.